Professor Stuckey from Imperial College is the winner of the Brian Mercer Award for Innovation in the Built Environment. He has developed a revolutionary wastewater recycling technology.
The background of this technology is that we've been treating wastewater in the UK for over 100 years, but the big problem is the technology that we use even today is maybe 80, 90 years old. It really has not changed. And the big problem is there are huge volumes to treat every day. I mean, Mogden in West London treats something like 400 to 500 million gallons a day. And the size of the plants and their energy use means that somehow technology has to evolve.
The current technology that we use quite extensively in the industry is activated sludge. And activated sludge relies on the input of air. And the aeration proportion of our energy bill is quite high.
What we do with this technology, what David pioneered a few years ago in his lab, is instead of pumping a lot of oxygen, which adds to the cost, we just cover the reactor. And so instead of creating aerobic bacteria in the reactor that eat up the organic content, it creates anaerobic bacteria that have a similar effect.
So essentially the trick is to separate the bacteria from the water using membranes, which then allow the bacteria to stay in the reactor and do what they do in the natural environment. This technology enables the whole thing to be collapsed into a small unit, small enough to be put in the bottom of an apartment block, and say underground, where we can treat water and maybe recycle it.
Yeah, the potential of anaerobic membrane technology is quite significant. The land area that you need for the process is significantly smaller. The energy costs are potentially lower because you don't need air. Then the carbon footprint could be smaller as well.
The Mercer Award will enable us to do two things. First of all, most importantly, to build the pilot plant and demonstrate this technology at large scale. But I've seen too many pilot plants fail because they haven't been monitored and treated really like a research rig. So this will be treated like a research rig, and because of that, working on some of the issues that come out of the plant, being able to help solve some of the problems.
We believe that we have here an ideal consortium to exploit the technology, but without the Brian Mercer Award, we couldn't have gone anywhere because the money wouldn't have been there. And thanks to that, possibly a revolutionary wastewater process will be born out of the Brian Mercer Award.
I'm sorry I can't be with you tonight, but unfortunately I have to be in Singapore on business I'd agreed upon many months ago. But first of all, I'd like to thank the Royal Society for awarding this grant. To Frank Regala at Black & Veatch, a consulting company, who have been very supportive of our work. To Anglian Water, who are providing the facilities we're going to use. And I'd also like to thank all my students in the lab, especially one or two have now left, who developed this technology.